The first page, and here we go, evens. Like terms, they just have to have identical variable parts. So 4x and 5x are like terms. 3y squared and negative 8y squared are like terms. It's all about the identical variable part. It doesn't matter the sign of the number, plus, minus. So these would be good examples of like terms that you would get down. Again, use this as a note sheet. Next up, evaluating. Order of operations, do inside parentheses first, then powers, then you can combine from left to right. Correct answer there is 21. You also have a calculator. You are more than welcome to use your calculator. Keep that in mind. It's all right to do that. Up next, number 6, when you have to substitute in, they'll give you the values. P goes in for P, N goes in for N, and then follow your order of operations. Correct answer there was 2. Keep in mind when you're jotting stuff down, just jotting down the answer isn't necessarily going to help you the most. Get stuff down that's going to help you on your final. Your final is a big grade. It's 2 test grades.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Holy.
Moving on. Number 8, combining like terms. This is negative 7x plus negative 3x. That's negative 10x. Distributing goes through to both parts. The biggest mistake I see is people stopping right here. Another mistake I see is sign issues. So watch out for your signs. When you're distributing or positive, just keep the signs the same. When you're distributing negative, everything becomes the opposite. Do you mean, does it matter if it goes in front of the 10?
Yes.
You could do negative x 10. Yes, you can write that, but your test is going to be multiple choice, and it will always be written with the number first.
Oh.
But if you wrote it the other way, I wouldn't mark it wrong. Okay? All right. A lot of people, when you see a problem like number 10, you want to subtract this first, but you have to follow the order of operations. First, you have to distribute, and that's like distributing a negative 10. So the 6 stays the same, and then it's plus 80x plus 20. These signs will change because I'm distributing a negative. Then I combine like terms. The 6 and the 20 are like terms. 6 plus 20, 26. Usually, typically, the x term will go first. That's not required, so it could be 26 plus 80x. All right? That's chapter 1. That was all of chapter 1. Here is chapter 2, solving equations. Just do the opposite. This one would be 35 minus x, or sorry, minus 8. Oh my goodness, 35 minus 18. Holy cow, get a grip, woman. 35 minus 18. I did, but apparently not enough. 35 minus 18. Again, you can use a calculator to do the math. Don't fight it. Correct answer is 17. This one is 10 times 11. You don't have to show a whole lot of work, especially on these one-steppers. What am I doing? The opposite of division is multiplication, so I multiply the two numbers. When I start combining, when I have more than one step in a two-step equation, keep in mind that you want to undo addition or subtraction first, unless, as in number 8, it's blocked by a division bar. So in number 6, I would take 9 minus 6, get that answer, and then multiply it by 6 to get my final answer. Minus 6 times 6. So your work can be as little as this, or even plug it in your calculator. But for 8, because this negative 8 is blocked by the division bar, I have to do 5 times 2, get that answer, and then add 8 to get my final answer. Okay, so be careful of that. Because of this division bar, I have to do the multiplication first. So that's the two-step solving. Then we get into the multi-step solving. Sometimes multi-step is not that multi-step. Sometimes it's just combining like terms. And in this case, when I combine the like terms, I get 0 equals -3. 0 equals -3 is never true. Because it's never true, it's no solution. But what if I got -3 equals -3? That is a solution. In fact, that's all real numbers. So there are two types that you can get. This is like a star situation. If it's always true, it's all real numbers. If it's never true, it's no solution. Of course, it's not limited to all solutions or no solutions. You can also get an answer. And so when I did this, I went through and I distributed first, -21r. Then I got rid of the smaller variable piece by adding it over to the other side. So I did plus 21r plus 21r. Yeah, and then, because I did -3 times 7. And then I also subtracted the 28, subtracted the 28. What did you think is 28? 3 times 7 is 21. Yeah.
My brain is slow this morning. I didn't have coffee.
Divide by 13, divide by 13, work through. Here's another trick, you guys.
Thank you very much.
If you're not sure, like if you come up with an answer that's not here, I'm not going to give you a wrong answer. Check it, put it in there, see what you get. What do I get if I put -4 in for r? This would be 28 minus or plus 32. And then I'd get the same thing. If it matches on both sides, then I have the correct answer. So there's a way to get around that. But again, when you have the more complicated ones, always distribute first. So that's what I did here, distributed first. I combined like terms, -6 plus -32. Then I removed the smallest variable. So I added 5n to 20n. Got everything away from the variable part, so I added 38. That's how I got a 0. And then I divided the 25 out, n equals 0. Again, if you get an answer and it's not here, put it in the equation and see if you can come up with one that works. Like just check these values. All right, 16. Don't forget when you have absolute values, it's been a long time since we've done these. Because what's inside of here could be positive or negative, and it'll always come out positive, we have to solve two things. What if what's inside is +3? What if what's inside is -3? So then I have two mini equations to solve. Star this one. When you take your final, it goes in this order. The only thing that will change is the numbers are going to continue. Right now I put it together as like each of your tests that you took. Right now, so it's like this is number 16. This will be a bigger number, but the order that they're in won't change. So you can follow along and so jot down notes that'll help. Okay? Moving on. Unit 3, I don't think this is tough. Most of you guys are going to find a good spot here where you're plotting points. What is the point 5, 3? Remember, it's right 5, up 3, that's M, point M. If I'm stating the quadrant, keep in mind, quadrants. Positive points are in the first quadrant. Negative positive points are in the second quadrant. Negative points are in the third quadrant. And positive negative points are in the fourth quadrant. So just by looking at this point, it's a negative, it's got to be quadrant 3. This might be a nice picture to jot down on here so you have this for when you take your final. Remember how that works. When you are stating the coordinates. U, remember it's left or right first, then up or down. To get to U, it's hiding over here in this corner. It's left 5, down 5. Another dead giveaway is it's in the third quadrant, so both the values have to be negative. So I'm between B and C. If I just looked at where it is, it could only be B and C. But because this lines up with -5 and -5, it's got to be C. Okay? So plotting points. Then we got into, I don't know if you guys remember these,
I
but
think I missed this one.
function machines. This just means put 9 in for X. So I do 3 times 9 minus 4. Seriously,
Oh wait, I screwed it.
if you don't get everything down, at least try and get the work down or an example down of the work.
I screwed up majorly on that one.
Did you? Okay.
I had it where it was like the G, I was thinking the G9 equals 3x minus 4.
Okay.
And my
Oh,
brain-
I see. Yeah, I see what you're.
My brain
Yep.
hasn't
Yep.
been working this
Yep.
morning.
So we want to try to put those in.
I couldn't make up the powder coffee.
Don't forget when you do absolute values, whatever's inside the absolute value comes positive, and then you can do the rest of the math. It doesn't make the -3 positive on the outside, just whatever is inside, okay? So those are the function notation. If you need to go back and look at something, let me know. But here's the last part. These are our domain and range. This is the most recent stuff we've done. Keep in mind, domain goes from left to right. When you see arrows, we think infinity, because this arrow is pointing directly to the right. The rightmost is positive infinity. Also keep in mind, infinities go in parentheses. Endpoints go in brackets, unless the endpoint is a circle, an open circle. So in number 2, I have -5 to infinity, -4 to -2, and yes, it is a function because it does not fail the vertical line test. For number 4, there's my answer for number 4. Negative infinity, because it goes to the left arrow,
We're not listening to you. I hope you know.
up to +2, and then range goes from lowest point, -2, because again, the arrow points up. It points up and to the left. So the left part is negative infinity, and the up part is positive infinity. A little bit weird.
Oh God.
If I've got arrows on both ends, negative infinity to a positive infinity, and remember how it works, function, not a function, at least get this number, oh, I think I did the wrong one. Don't look at number 8, that's wrong answer. I did that for number 5.
You were looking up.
Yeah, number 8 should be negative infinity to positive infinity, and then, let's see, -2 to infinity, and this is, yes, a function. Keep in mind, if it's not a function, it fails the vertical line test. So quickly, number 12 fails the vertical line test, not a function. Okay, tomorrow's virtual, we'll go over all of the odds. When you come to class on Thursday, it is your final.
I'm laughing.